All right, Mason, preview showtime. Anthony Smith, Aleksandar Rakić. I don't know if this is on ESPN or if it's an ESPN Plus exclusive.
It's an ESPN Plus is what this is saying here.
You know what they want? They want that subscriber money because
Of
this
course.
is a great fucking card. They're
Yeah.
hiding it behind that paywall. They want that money. Oh, my goodness. So the co-main and main are fantastic.
Yep.
Even all the way down is really great, I honestly believe. But we have to start here with the main. Anthony Smith, Aleksandar Rakić. Is this too much too soon for Anthony Smith? I mean, we are only 4 months off the broken orbital bone and the massive damage in the 4th and 5th rounds with the Glover. Should have been stopped earlier, didn't, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows that narrative. Is this too soon for Anthony?
Well, again, his name is the Lionheart. This is what he is. This is who he is. This is what he does. Period. End of discussion. You look throughout the whole course of his career, he fights 3-4 times a year. It doesn't matter if he gets his ass kicked. Doesn't matter if he knocks someone out in the first round. It's 3 to 4 times a year. The guy loves to fight. He loves to do this. Yeah. This is what he was bred and born for. But do I think personally, as an MMA fan and someone who really loves Anthony Smith, do I think it's too soon? Do I think this fight should have been made maybe 3 more months down the road? Yes. I think it's a little too soon. I personally, just because he took so much damage against Glover Teixeira that, like, I just remember sitting there just being like, please stop the fight. Please stop the fight. Please. I mean, for 5 minutes.
Yeah. And for 2 rounds.
Well, actually 2 rounds. Yeah. So more like 7, 8 minutes, So for me, I think this is a little too soon, but one thing with the Lionheart is he can definitely prove us wrong too at the same time. He could go out there and get a win against Rakić, know? So personally, yes, but it is what it is, man. I mean, who am I? Who am I to tell him he can't fight?
Yeah, and if you ask him, he's going to be like, dude, I wanted to fight Fight Island.
Well, right. Well, if you're
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said that in an interview. He's like, I wanted to fight Fight Island. I was trying to get a Fight Island. They're like, no.
Right, yeah.
They're like, no, dude. Like, that's not happening. He goes, well, what about the Apex when you guys get back? Like, we'll talk. Made it happen. And the guy he's fighting, it's not like he's fighting just okay, let's get him a tune-up fight. No. Dude, Aleksandar Rakić, yes, he lost that split decision to Volkan Ozdemir, but Volkan Ozdemir is a top 5 light heavyweight in this division, possible title challenger.
He knocked out Manuwa in 47 seconds before that.
The head kick?
Yeah.
He set Manuwa to hell.
Yes, he did.
Dude, and that was Manuwa. He retired the man. He retired the man. He really did. He's like, man, that's enough. I just can't take that. Well, there was a couple vicious knockouts back-to-back for poor Manuwa, but even he was saying he wanted to make a comeback, but we're staying on Rakić. Rakić, I give him every single chance possible to beat Smith. I'm nervous for Anthony, dude. I'm really nervous with this fight because luckily it's only 3 rounds. It's because this was supposed to be originally Irene Aldana and Holly Holm.
Yes, it
fell
was.
through COVID. Irene Aldana came positive. So this is a 3-round main event. Interesting. Because it's 3-round, I think I give Smith a lot more of a chance to win it other than to be a 5th.
As do I. I am so glad this is not a 5-round main event. Yeah. And I think that's one of the elements to this, or one of the factors that you kind of gotta put into play here and go, okay, this is not a 5-round war. Even if it is a war, it'll be 3 rounds at most. So I'm a little bit more comfortable with the fact that Anthony Smith is fighting a 3-round fight than another 5-round.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Not to say he can't win this fight, because guess what? We'll get right into our picks. Ironically enough, even though all those things I just said, I love Lionheart. I think he'll come out. I think he'll shine against Rakić. I have him winning decision.
Okay. If Lionheart comes out exactly the same way he did against Glover, I'm taking Rakić. But that's a big if. I mean, because you just got to remember that Glover fight, he came out in the first round and just blew his load instantly.
Like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, well, he almost finished Glover. We have to remember that fight could have been stopped then. He almost finishes him, blown his load trying to get the finish. Doesn't happen, and then gassed out in the second. Started losing since then. Interesting. If Smith can come out and be the technical fighter, which he almost has to be against a Rakić, if you go in and get into a war with Aleksandar Rakić, you're going to sleep. I think it's as easy as that. Aleksandar Rakić isn't making 185. Anthony Smith used to make it, so I think there might be a little bit of a size difference, maybe in thickness. They're the same height. We'll see. I'm going to take Rakić. No, I'm changing it, actually. For some reason, I thought they were going 5 rounds when I made my pick. I'm taking Smith decision as well, dude. I have to agree with you. If he comes out, I really think he could be the more technical striker. I think he'll find the way to land the crisper, cleaner shots. And negate some of this damage. I think it'll be a complete 180 from his last fight. Hopefully. That's what I hope for, at least.
All right, let's talk about this co-main event in the welterweight division. Robbie Lawler versus Neil Magny. What a fight that this is, considering it has been made kind of last minute. Yeah. Robbie Lawler stepped in.
I remember Neil Magny was supposed to fight Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal almost died in the hospital, so obviously that
fight went septic and everything, which I'm actually, Jeff Neal's a scary individual. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it took forever to make that fight. No one wanted to fucking fight him.
No, of course not. I mean, no one. You look at Jeff Neal and you look at his resume and you go, no, thank you. I'm good. Like, I don't need that in my life. I don't need this negativity.
Yeah, well, you'll read his nickname and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't need to
Hands of Steel.
I don't need to be sent to the Shadow Realm. I'm good, man. But what a replacement. Robbie Lawler stepping in last minute. And this is a fun fight. I'm excited about this one.
Very fun fight.
Yeah.
Very fun fight. I see this fight going to the distance.
Yeah,
either man can win, dude. So Robbie Lawler could separate anybody from their consciousness. Neil Magny looks like a completely new fighter in his last couple fights. Mm-hmm. So evolved. That 2 years he took off, I believe, something like
that.
18 months. Best thing for his career ever. Yeah. He looked like the brand new fighter, more evolved, more technical, more well-rounded. Is the best thing he could have done. This is a very interesting matchup for Robbie Lawler. If Robbie Lawler comes out like the marauder he is, I wouldn't be shocked if he got pieced up backwards by Neil. I wouldn't be shocked if Robbie Lawler pieced up Neil Magny. I wouldn't be shocked if Neil Magny took Robbie Lawler down and dominated him on the ground. I wouldn't be shocked if Robbie Lawler was good enough to keep it on the feet. So many different outcomes in this fight. It's a very hard fight for me to pick, but I'm going to go with Neil Magny, dude. I just think he looked so good after taking that 18 months off. It's just hard for me to not pick him, especially up against a Robbie Lawler who I love the guy to death. And I know he's only 30-something years old, but I really think the damage accumulation might be catching up with him. I think he might be on the tail end of his career. Yeah,
that could very well be the case. And, Robbie Lawler has been in a tremendous amount of wars. He's coming off 2 straight losses in 2019 to one Colby Covington and Ben Askren was the other one. That submission, which is questionable, whatever, yada, yada. I thought he was out. But
yeah, and he didn't take any damage in that fight.
No, but nonetheless, this is an intriguing matchup. I know he stepped in last minute, but I do kind of feel bad for Neil Magny because he has won in impressive fashion multiple times now since his comeback. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted him to get a top 10 guy, which he did in a guy of Jeff Neal.
Yes.
But now he's fighting Robbie Lawler coming off a 2-loss. But I think there's a lot at risk here and not much reward for Neil Magny. And those are dangerous situations for fighters when you don't have a whole lot to gain, but you have the world to lose. Mm-hmm. So for me, and because of those situations, I think Robbie Lawler will come out. I think he's just going to be a bat out of hell, honestly, in this fight because he really doesn't have anything to lose. As you said, you feel like, he might be on the tail end of his career, which, given the evidence, very well could be. But keep in mind, he stood and banged with Colby Covington for 5 rounds, too. Yeah. So it's not like, this guy does not deserve to be in the octagon. No, I think it's going to be... I think this is going to be just a very close fight, Tabor.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Robbie Lawler decision.
Okay. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a 3-round war, dude. I really think it will be. It's going to be a great fucking fight. It could be possible fight of the night. Everyone's going to asterisk that one for sure. So, next fight. Alexa Grasso, is it Jan Klim? Something like that. This is Alexa Grasso's first fight at 125. Remember, she missed weight bad in that Carla Esparza. Was it Carla Esparza or was it another fight? No, it was after the Carla Esparza. She missed weight Carla Esparza fight and then had another fight scheduled. Missed weight so bad, fight got canceled. Now she's moving up. Interesting, because she's moving up against a girl who, has only had 2 losses her whole career, and it seems like she's a completely dominant Brazilian jiu-jitsu savage and a very well-known fighter in herself because she's very good on the feet. This is a tough fight for Alexa Grasso's first fight at 125.
Kim just knocked out her last opponent in the second round, too, which is real hard to do with the flyweight divisions.
So. Yeah, not a lot of power. So, if you're getting finishes in that division, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. So, this is a rough fight for Alexa Grasso for her first fight back.
Kovacevic is who she fought before Esparza.
That's right. Yep, beat her. Yeah, Alexa Grasso is a very, very good talent coming out of Mexico. So, she's very good boxing. Pretty good jiu-jitsu as well. This is going to be a close fight. Like, you really could go with either girl. This is a pick 'em fight, in my opinion.
Definitely,
I'm gonna just give you my pick. I'm gonna go Kim UD just because I think she's gonna have every advantage on the ground, and I really think that's where this fight is going, is to the ground. And I think Kim just finds a way to either submit her, grind her out for three rounds, do something. But it's going down to the ground, and I do see Kim dominating.
Alrighty. I'm going to go with Alexa Grasso in this. I think she's a more well-rounded fighter. She has had her problems. Absolutely. There is no argument there on my side. But I just see her getting the job done. I think she's a better, more well-rounded fighter. I'm going to go Alexa Grasso decision.
Yeah. Ryan Hall
Ricardo Lamas fell out.
Through. That sucks. That's going to be a great fucking fight.
Dude. I love watching Ryan Hall. He's such a phenom. Jiu-jitsu phenom, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That Kenny Florian jiu-jitsu, they're fucking doing something right over there. Because, like, I don't know anybody from that gym other than Ryan Hall. And he's just a fucking savage.
Yeah, he is.
Can tap anybody.
Yep.
So, either way,
so
we're
we'll move on to
fight.
this one, though.
Yeah,
I'm freaking stoked for this. Magomed Ankalaev versus Ian Cutelaba. This is number 2.
This is like the 4th time we've talked about this fight.
Seriously.
4th or 5th.
It's crazy. How many times can we go through this damn fight before we finally just get a real one that's not called the worst and most egregious call I've ever seen in my life? I went back and rewatched that fight because it was on. I was scrolling through social media, and sometimes they pull on Facebook. The UFC page will just show you a fight and say, "Remember this fight?" And because it's only like 4 minutes, so I clicked on it and I watched it. And what's so baffling to me is Cutelaba throws a massive right hand, and then the ref calls it. And I'm like, what the it was such a weird, and yeah, he was doing the wobble thing, but it was like he was throwing with so much power that it's like, how do you call that?
Yeah.
And I get it. I think it was Kevin McDonald that was calling that. Sometimes it happens. It is what it is. But I'm hoping this time around they're not calling this fight early.
No.
But one thing you do know is someone going to sleep.
Someone's going to sleep. Someone's going to sleep. Yep, for sure.
This fight's not going to the distance.
Yeah, I don't know what round. I mean, obviously I had to pick one, but someone's going to sleep. Ian Cutelaba is going to be fucking fuming from the ears. He's going to be pissed the fuck off. This fight got canceled twice, I think. Got moved a couple of times. It's finally happening, hopefully. Hopefully, just watch someone will get COVID. It'll get canceled again. Is Ian again?
Piss me off. They're like, tested positive again.
Fuck.
God dang it.
It's like, oh, fuck. So I'm just going to go into my pick, dude. I'm going to keep the consistent pick from every fight. It already got me 3 points this year. It was the shitty stoppage, but I shamelessly took those 3 points. I'm taking Ankalaev first round KO. I still think he's going to be the more dominant fighter. I will give every advantage and power and strength to Ian Cutelaba, but the technical skills I'm giving to Ankalaev, I think he's going to be the more technical fighter. We will see.
And I'm going to stay consistent in my pick, too, and I'm going to go Ian Cutelaba. I'm going to go second round KO. I think the first round is going to be a dog war, and either guy could go out in the first, but I kind of like the second. There's something about the second that I'm going to pick here, and I'm going to go Ian Cutelaba, second round KO.
Okay, we'll make this fight quick. Maki Pitolo, Impa Kasanagane. I don't know.
That was really close.
Kasanagane?
Yeah.
I tried.
There you go.
I've never heard of a name.
It's pretty good.
It's unique, and I like it.
Yes, it is.
Maki Pitolo, Coconut Bulbs, everyone knows him. He just got choked out just a couple of weeks ago by Darren Stewart, but he's a savage in himself. You know, it was a quick tap, didn't take any damage, so he's making a quick turnaround against a Contender Series guys who just fought on the 11th. What is that, 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Just fought 2 weeks ago.
Well, that was his second fight on the Contender Series, too, because he actually won twice. He won on Season 2 and then came back for Season 3.
Yeah, and hadn't fought since that Season 2 fight.
Crazy.
So crazy. Just must have been training, training, not taking any fights, not taking a risk, not undefeated, 7-0 against Maki, who's 13-6. Very interesting matchup. I have not seen this Kasanagi fight. I've only seen Coconut Bomb, so I have to go Coconut Bomb's third round KO. I just know he has so much power, even though he's not the biggest 185 ever. He reminds me of Kelvin Gastelum. He's the Hawaiian Kelvin. He's got those bombs.
I'm going to go with the undefeated Impa here. I'm going to go decision. I think as you said, this is going to be a close fight. I think it'll be a technical fight. But I see the undefeated guy just getting the job done, even though I have not seen any of his fights. But at this point, I am 49 points behind, so I just kind of got to pick. In a pick-em fight like this, I just got to pick the opposite guy. So
yeah. Well, maybe that's been your downfall.
Well, you know what? Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Maybe I just hit this outro music and we just get the fuck out of here, Tabor.
It's a great way to end it. Well,
yeah, it is.
Another one, Mason.
Yes,
another
sir.
one. So, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at the Church of MMA. hit us up, guys. We're posting funny memes. We're making you guys laugh. Hit us up.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube, too. We're almost to 100 subscribers. Be sure to check out our videos. Tabor's dropping clips every single day, or almost every day. We're doing a lot more on our YouTube channel, guys, so be sure to check that out. My name is Mason Knight. That is Tabor Cragen, and until next time.
Peace.